Good morning to everybody. Parshat Vayetze begins and ends with angels. The Torah tells us when Yaakov left from Beersheba, he slept in a place which was holy near the Beit HaMikdash, and in the prophetic dream that he saw angels, and the angels were going up and down the ladder. As the verse says, "Vayichalom v'hinei sulam mutzab arza, v'rasho magia shamayma." The base of the ladder was on the ground. The top of the ladder reached the heavens. V'hinei malachei Elohim, and behold, the angels of God, olim v'yordim bo, they were going up and down in the ladder. In previous occasions, we spoke about what exactly was the message of that prophetic dream. At the end of the Parsha, the Torah also tells us about angels. Mamash, the last pasuk, the second last pasuk, it says that Yaakov left Haran. He left his father-in-law Laban. Yaakov and all his family are now returning to Eretz Yisrael. And then it says, "Yaakov halach ledarko, vayifka'u bo malachei Elohim." When on his journey back to Eretz Yisrael, so he came across angels of God. Vayomer Yaakov, and Yaakov said, Kasher Ra'am, when he saw all these numerous angels, Machanei Elohim ze, this is a camp of God. Vayikra Shem hamakom achi ahu machanaim. There were so many angels of God, which were like a camp, that he called their place Machanaim. If we medayek a little bit, we look a little bit and ponder this matter a bit, we'll see that, okay, the beginning of Yaakov's journey is with angels. He's returned back to Eretz Yisrael with angels, but there's a fundamental difference in how those angels appear. The angels at the outset of his life were what? They were on a ladder. It was a vertical vision. What do I mean by vertical? It means that the angels went up and down. When he had already matured and he's now established a family, he's going back to Eretz Yisrael, he also sees angels, but the angels are horizontal. They are the width. They make up a machaneh. They're not up and down, but if I could say, they to and fro to the sides. What does this all symbolize? It symbolizes that when a person is young, so a person in a way has to concentrate on just going up and down. In other words, how to go to develop as much as possible. And as a person gets older and a person in the later stage of his life, or her life, it's not a matter of going so much up and down. Of course there is, but it's more a horizontal vision. In other words, that the malachim have to spread out. In other words, that there has to be, as a person gets older, the person has to try to spread, to influence the things that they have learned in their lives. So in order for us to, this is all what the gap year, the yeshiva year, the yeshiva years, the time of our youth, it's all about being able to grow as much as possible, to go higher and higher on the ladder, so that in our older age, we will be able to spread out more. We'll be able to influence more. We'll be able to have an impact which is more. In both cases, there's a bit of a Yetzirah. Sometimes a person hasn't got the patience in his youth. He wants to already be in and to already be in a way, an influencer. And he doesn't realize that, okay, he might be in now, but in the long run, he hasn't got something to give. And there's a Yetzer Hara also that in our old age, we're already a little bit tired sometimes. We want to just have our own nachas, have our own Daled Amot, and the world can take, so it's a big place. We've learned that it take care of itself. And this is what the Parsha tells us, the formation in a way of Am Yisrael. Because in this parasha, you've got when Bethel formation. Of course, there was Abraham and Yitzchak beforehand, but the formation in that we have now the tribes of Am Yisrael, which is makes up the close unit of Am Yisrael. So it's all about starting off alone, trying to reach the highest rungs of the ladder. The ladder gets up to Shamayim, and then as we grow more mature and as we go older, to as much as possible to influence our family, influence ourselves, influence the community, be a model for Am Yisrael, generally for society. It doesn't mean that we have to have a website of our own, but the emphasis has to be as Yaakov said, that this is Machane Elohim. Angels are forces that we create, and this is the message then of the two sets of angels at the beginning and the end of the parasha. Shabbat Shalom Lekula.